And here we are. Hello guys, hello girls. Welcome to this wonderful event. It's so nice to see you guys here. Together with me, next to me, in the next seat, next to me, Mr. Dowling himself again.
Hello. I may be dying, but I'm here.
But you're not dead yet, so you will be you will be talking about the race with me today, which is amazing to have you. You know, it is amazing, man. I don't know. It's lovely. It's lovely.
It's good to be back.
Thank you. You're welcome, man. You're welcome. All right, so which track are we driving? Of course, it's Kyalami. I hope I pronounced that right. I have seen practice sessions. I have seen amazing cornerings from the top guys. The top 6 in free practice was a while back. They were all in the 140 ones, and after that there were a bunch of people in the 142s, but I'm looking at it right now and I'm seeing 140, like 140s. Bullwinkle is actually crazy because he was kind of struggling early on today, but from what I'm seeing right now is that this guy is actually the fastest on track, and I have not seen anything, no response from, for example, Kreuzer. Another really fast guy that I've noticed is this guy, Chris Crossman. Really fast. And at that point in the free practice, Crossman and Kreuzer were actually fighting each other. At times, right? At the times. So there were a couple things that... there are a couple things that I want to talk about. There are 2 new drivers. Race control should help me out on that one, on the names. So I got to hear that it's allowed to press escape and look at the weather forecast. So I'm gonna use that every maybe 15 minutes or so. You guys in the chat can help me remind, because it is really nice to, to know what's up and what's going to happen.
Race control mic test.
And we hear you loud and clear, baby. So while we're here, we can look that the track is optimum right now, so you will also be seeing that at the times. The track is, decent. It's not too hot. It's good. It's optimum, as they would say. And that is my phone. Let me unplug it. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's really amateur. I need a new monitor, man. I need a third one, or I need a laptop or whatever. Right? So optimum track. Let's go back. Bullwinkle. This is actually surprising me, Dowlin, because I haven't seen this guy being this quick, and it's scaring me, man.
I haven't seen him all session, and he suddenly appeared, and it's a surprise. But again, he's in a Porsche.
True,
So...
but Kreuzer is 0.4 of a second slower, and the reason why I'm naming Kreuzer at this point is because he was the champion from last season, and he's now driving in 4th position. He was driving, by the way, first position in, like, let's say half an hour ago.
He was doing 140s during the week, so I've heard, from the Side Max guys, but when I was on comms with them about half an hour ago, he was getting frustrated. But I think it's down to different track conditions and temperatures. So he's tweaking his setup.
All right. So yeah, I've seen him, go back into the pit stop and come back out and then actually improve on his time. So I think he is still not there where he wants to be. I think he still needs to do some stuff to his car. So yeah, I actually want to talk about a lot of stuff, but for now, let's just soak in all the information that we have right now, and that is that. Let's see, the top. Oh my god, the top 15 is in the 141s, and the place where the 140s are being hit is top 2. So can you imagine from position 3 to what did I say, 16 or something?
3 to 14?
Yeah, it's all 141. I've seen one race before at this track, and at that track, or at that race, everybody was just so close. Everybody, just one mistake and the race was all beginning over again. Like, you cannot make mistakes here, or you will lose a whole bunch of positions. What do you think? Are we going to see a lot of safety cars, or no?
I can see there being 1 or 2 just because of the nature of the track, and you've got plenty of corners you can dive bomb the drivers on, and that's just a recipe for incidents. And obviously I didn't see the last race, and I don't know how sensitive race control have been to putting out the safety car since the season reset.
I have to do something real quick. While the session is being ended, they will quickly go over to the qualifying. Yeah, let me see. Okay. I don't think you're seeing that on screen, so I don't have to shut down the extension, guys. It's all good. If you're not gonna be on there with your mouse, you won't see anything on your screen. All good. Alright. I'm back. Let's see. Alright, we are in qualifying now. And I'm seeing that Criminal has... Oh my god, it's the... Oh. Okay, thanks for that, Crim. This is the first, I think, first sub from Rito ever on my channel. But this is what he actually wants, you know? This is what he actually wants. Alright, let's get back to the race also. 9, thanks for the sub. I really appreciate that. Just want to point that out, man. Thank you. Alright then. Who can we watch by now? Everybody, there's a whole bunch of cars on the field as of right now. It's getting dark, so it's gonna be hard to see the cars, but names will be shown. So, yeah, we will know who's who by the names, because as it is getting darker, it's, as I said, it's, you know, it's getting harder to realize who we're watching, to be honest.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a talk with race control about these night races.
Yeah, it's, you know, it's really hard. It is really hard, man. It's not making it easier on us. All right, so let's check on Antituri. I love this car, by the way. Just appreciate the sound of gearing and all that stuff. Look, just have a listen. Yeah, I don't know. It seems to be so calm and ticky and clicky and all that stuff. All right, Antituri is now heading for his fast lap. His last lap was 1:42. We are seeing... I can show you the timetables so we can actually watch the timetables together. Crossman, as expected, first place on his out lap. No, second lap actually. So these times will be improved by time. We still have 15 minutes left. But we are seeing Kreuzer, Bullwinkle, and Crossman in the top 3. Then we see Field, Morris, Norbach, Fernandez. But what I wanted to talk about is the sector times. You can see that Bullwinkle is fast and steady in the second sector. Crossman is losing it in the second. And then he regains all that time back in the last sector. So we will see Crossman in the first lap, if he is going to be, you know, holding everyone back, he will be able to make a little gap for himself at the end of the lap. That's what I am assuming, just purely based on this information, right? But now we're seeing Field in the first place.
Yeah, and Tom, I'm not even going to try and pronounce his surname because I'll destroy it, but Tom in the Bentley is now in third. He was showing good pace in practice. Yeah,
true. I'm not sure if Kreuzer is holding back or it's I don't know what it is, man, but he's not really up to pace. He's half a second under the 140s. I think he is gonna go for a lap soon. Let me change something real quick, guys, because I lowered the volume. Let me put it back up again. So, all right. Amateur streamer, by the way. Never mind. So, Tom is now half a second faster than his time. That's gonna put him maybe in the 140s, maybe not. It's just all gonna depend. Yeah, it's a 141.1. Just barely he's touching it. As I'm messing around with the cameras. Yeah, this is what I want. Alright.
And then if you look at P2, Chris is only he's 200ths of a second behind Tom.
True, all these times, as we talked about, Dowling. Really close, man. Really close. Really close.
I'm trying to think back when it was last season. Was it Budapest or what do you call it? Hungaroring? Last season, I think, was really close.
True. But I hope we can set on the trend from last week. Last week was amazing. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone because you can actually watch it back yourself. Is it time to brag about the YouTube channel already or no? I'm not sure. But guys, if you have time, you can actually just watch the ending of the last race on the YouTube channel. You will then know what we are going to talk about. But it is amazing, man. I think, in my opinion, the best ending that I have seen so far in the GZR community. Mistakes have been made, and opportunities have been taken, and the unexpected has happened. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. It's really worth watching back. You know, maybe not the whole race. Well, I'd say watch the whole race back. But if you just specifically want to know how it ended, that's just a highlight moment. That's 100% the beginning, ending, mid of a highlight moment. Not gonna lie. All right. Now, Harry Spears.
Boom is saying to watch the whole race, not just the ending as well, by the way.
Yeah. I have to agree. I have to agree on that, man. On that one.
Interrupting. Crossman's gone into the 140s now. He's done a 140.878. So he's 3/10 ahead of the rest of the... At least the rest of the field at the minute. So that's a pretty decent gap considering the close margins.
True. All right. Andre well, let's call him Norbeck. Oh, Carnes is going a little wide there. He's 3/10 up his time as we're watching Norbeck in his oversteer Audi. As he's entering the last corner, heading over to the straight, he will be able to get in the 141.6.5, 0.6.5. It's going to be 0.5. Well, that was close. All right, so it's going to be, well, that puts him on a fifth position. I'm seeing a lot of new names in the top 10, but also a lot of names that we've already seen from last season. Kim is there. Nick is there. I'm missing somebody. I'm missing Maarten van Asperen. Where is he? He's in 24th position. I'm not really sure what's happening with him here, but this is not the position that we used to see him in. He's driving a 142, and he's not really that quick. And I've read a message from 9 where he suggested drivers to drive real good and at their best, because there are 2 new drivers in the pro class. This is gonna, of course, this is gonna affect how big the pro league is gonna be. So there are gonna be drivers put into the silver class, depending on how well the driver drives. So this whole long story short, they need to drive well, or else they're going to be silver drivers. By the way, nothing wrong with that. I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah, today is make or break for them, because there'll be a reshuffle after the race. I'm just wondering if Van Asperen's struggling. I know he's in the older Aston Martin. Perhaps it's just not suited that well to the track compared to the newer cars.
True, because we have seen good races from him, good pace as well.
Yeah, I mean he's driven this old Aston a lot, and I think he's shown some people up that have been in the newer cars, but that's only on certain tracks. Perhaps he's just getting his head around it. He's got a bit of traffic now on his current lap. He's going quicker, but he's definitely going to lose that time. Being stuck behind. No, he dives into the pits anyway, so he's abandoned that lap.
So Dominic, 21st position, as the camera is going over to him as we see him going into this corner. Now this is a scary corner that he's going to enter. This corner is really scary because you don't see where you're going, and I still don't have this under control. This section here, it's really lovely. It's really nice. This is just flat out, I think, in some cars. And then the braking point here is really hard to find when you start to learn the track. Now here, you're thinking you have to go to the right. No, you stay on the left, because the sausage curb here is going to kill you and send you into the realms if you're not careful. Now this is a simple corner, it looks like, but you're really easily overshooting your car, driving too slow or too fast. All right, now this is an interesting section as well. As we're gonna go to the right, you will realize that you're gonna have a sharp left corner, and then you almost immediately go on to the brakes. I think, no, you go to the right. I don't know the track well enough. So you go to the right and then to the left, and then you almost immediately go on to the brakes. This is also a really hard point for me to learn from the track. I did some laps, I did my practice, so this is also going to help me to refresh that information. Now, coming up to the next part, this part is really lovely as well. It's a long left corner where you have to, float with the Bentley, float with the both. We're heading to the scary corner again. Almost. Now, this is a hard corner for me. I don't really understand it, but I've seen Kreuzer just, tapping the gas pedal, and then you're just going smooth and gentle through it. This is what I mean. You don't see the corner. You don't know where it is until you're almost stopped, right? This is a really interesting corner. I think here are going to happen a lot of incidents because people don't have a clear braking zone. And here as well. This is a flat corner. No braking zone, almost. You have to find it yourself. I'm sure there are plenty of braking zones, but I'm not. If we're talking about Nürburgring, for example, last week there are a lot of braking zones where you can easily find them. This track, I had problems, struggled finding them. Maybe it's me, maybe it's the track. I'm sure it's me. But hey, just wanted to let you know. What about you, Dalvin? What do you think about this track?
I've just realised how wide lots of the corner entries are actually, and that's going to make it very interesting for overtaking. But I agree with you on some of these corners. They are quite scary because they're blind entries, and you've just got to turn in and hope that you've seen your braking and turning point in the right place. Especially going into that hairpin. When I was first driving this track, you come around the S's up the hill, and you're like, oh, it's a straight line into the braking zone. But no, the track kinks slightly back to the left, and if you've started braking already and you're committed to that line, you can easily find yourself just touching the edge of the track and throwing the corner away and losing so much time.
True, I have to agree.
Yeah.
All right, so here, Kreuzer is not beating his own time. He is, however, in second place. Now let's quickly go over to the timetable and let's see what's happening here. So we have 1, 2, there are Porsches. Then we have the Bentley. Audi, Porsche, Audi, Porsche, Audi, Porsche. Now, it sounds like a song that I'm singing, but this says something about the continuity of cars. I'm not saying the Porsche is better than Bentley or Audi. I'm not saying that. Don't get me wrong. But we are seeing the faster guys, you know, the consistent guys in the Audi or in the Porsche. You know, there are Ferraris as well, but other than that, I see a Lexus as well. Hey Lexus, I see you. There's a Honda. There are Hondas now. Last season there was only one, I think. Now we see more, which is good. The AMG is also Spears driving in the AMG. He's driving a 141 as well. Now, as you can see, I'm seeing a lot of 140 1.8s. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, actually. So this is going to be a pack that we are going to have to look at. That's going to be number 13 and to 16. That's going to be a close pack, as we are seeing. And then there's a little gap. Nick Walker with his 141.6s. These two are really close to each other as well. Kexel and Walker are going to have a battle today if everything goes according planned. And then we have the guys up front. Now, I think this is going to be a race that we are never going to forget, or it's going to be a race that we are never going to forget. I think it's either one of them.
Yeah, let's hope it's not one that we want to forget.
That's true. Alright, so I have to be careful because the bird, you know, I totally lost track of the bird. I have a bird in my room, but it's sleeping next to my foot, so I should be careful not to hurt the bird. Yeah, that being said, let's see. So, Filled Soon Pro, I'm reading in the comment section. Let's read what people have been saying. Everything is possible, depends on how he's racing. True, that's true. True, but he's really fast. Let's see if he also has consistent pace. Flaters, welcome again. Good to see you. Good to see you here in this week's race. The Kreuzer, last corner. Let's have a look at somebody around the 10th position. Let's see how Kexel is driving. He's driving in the Bentley, which is an amazing sounding car. It's just really good. Let's have a look.
It's amazing to drive as well.
Yeah, but it feels heavy, doesn't it? It feels like a father. It feels like you have to respect the car. It shows aura, like it's saying respect me or I break your neck.
Maybe not that aggressive.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But yeah, it's just so lovely to drive once you've got it nailed. It's definitely my favorite car to smash laps out.
So you're driving the Bentley yourself as well, or no?
It's my go-to car. Yeah, it's the one I prefer. I do prefer the old Bentley at times.
Mm-hmm.
Especially during pre-release, it was, or when it was early release, it was by far my quickest car, and yeah, I was able to battle all the top guys in the other cars with it. But updates have been and gone, and they've obviously things have changed for all the cars, and you just got to relearn them all. And given the amount of time I actually give to the game, it's a bit hard to do that. But yeah, we've obviously got some quick guys in the Bentleys now this year.
True.
Because they weren't really near the front at all last year.
All right, so we're seeing max wait time. People are gonna go into their last, lap. Let's see. I don't think Kreuzer is gonna go for another one. He might as well. Nope, he's not. Crossman is gonna go for another one. Let's keep an eye on that one in the greens or reds. Morris is going for another one. Who else? Kexel is going for another one, but he is 1/10 up as in his reds. I think the track is slowing down because people are having trouble. Oh, and in 30 minutes it's gonna be raining. It's gonna be another rainy race, guys. Right now the track is optimum. It's dark, but the race will be rainy in half an hour. Now I'm not sure if it's gonna reset or not. We will have a look in a bit. It might reset. I'm not sure about how this game is functioning, but we will learn. Race is the next day, so the temperature is gonna, well, the weather forecast is gonna change. And look at all these gorgeous men standing on the top. Damn, VIP places.
So who won quali? Crossman.
Crossman first place as expected, but Kreuzer second place. We can look at the timetable. I like to watch this. Now, Kreuzer fastest in the first sector. Crossman fastest in the last sector, as expected. As I told you, he's really quick in the last sector. Hello, timetable? Okay, session has ended, so we won't be able to look at that anymore. But as you could see, all the drivers are fast in different sectors. This means that, we're going to have battles. We're going to have a lot of battles.
Press escape and press timetables.
Return to garage. Timetables. Nice. Thank you. I love you. All right, let's go back. So you can see all the top 3 drivers are having their own fastest sector. And it's not like close, right? It's not close. It's either 1/10 of a second, it's either 4/10 of a second, but it is there. It is a lot. Now, I don't think that Riker is really gonna be able to keep up with the pace of the top 2, but he does have a fastest second sector time. This means that the start is gonna be interesting. He might actually overtake Kreuzer. Not sure. Not sure. All right, let's see. Let me go back and then we drive. We can't drive race. Oh, we can't drive race. What do we do? We go back to broadcasting and I think... Nope. Hello? Can't drive. Can't drive. Race.
It's fine. It's fine.
I just have to wait?
Yeah, I think so.
All right then.
The rain has gone.
True. So it's just going to be clear. The track is fast. Temperatures are rising a little bit. Wind is not that much. So guys, we will be back in a couple minutes. Let's just refresh. Let's think about the beginning of the race. And I hope it's going to be an interesting race like last week. Expect a little bit more. How do I say this? You can expect something crazy, I think. I can assure you that. All right, guys, be right back. Get something to drink, get something to eat. Go to the toilet because we will be seated in our seats for 90 minutes. All right, guys, we are back with the race. Let me hop on to the helicam and let me put on drive like this, and we will all be good. Now, keep in mind the Porsche with this color in the front with the greenish. Is that green? It's lemon green, lime green?
Fluoro yellow green?
Yeah. It's an amazing, weird color though. But we do realize and we do recognize that the Porsche from Sidemax is just right behind there, and I would say, Dowlin, take it away, man.
Oh heck. Yeah, so Chris, I'm not sure if Chris is new this week. Race Control might be able to confirm that later on, just in case he's a bit busy now. But yep, we got Chris leading the pack on this warm-up lap. Obviously, just one rolling lap up before battle commences. Lucas will definitely be looking for his opportunity in the first lap to try and break clear of the pack behind, as we know he can do. Very interesting to have the Bentley there in P3, not really weaving around too much, so perhaps he's just trying to stay focused right now. Gonna have a quick look back to P4. Norbeck, there's an Audi, two Audis, P4 and P5, followed by Porsche, another Audi,
and then a Ferrari from Nick Walker,
and a Porsche rounding up the top 10. So we've got variety for once, it seems, since compared to last season in the top group.
I agree,
and that's good to see, because it's going to be interesting to see how the different cars act around this circuit for a full 90 minutes.
Real quick before we start, track is optimum, temperatures are around 27 and 32 degrees, and in about 50 minutes it's still going to be clear.
So we should get plenty of full speed running as the cars start to back themselves up and get into formation for the race start. Just one more corner to go for the leader. He is in control of the pace and must remain at 40 miles an hour. or the equivalent in kbh, I'm not sure, until race control gives the green light. And pressure is going to be building right now on everyone to do a good start and not cause a safety car. And we've got green, so Chris doesn't get the jump. It looks like Lucas Kreuzer is going to lead into the kink of the first lap, and he's easily passed him way before the first braking zone. Are we going to see the Bentley get caught up on the outside there? And there's a big dive bomb there, and that's an incident. But we will stick with Chris and Lucas, and who's that? Is that Norbeck? He's managed to stay with them. I'm just waiting for my timing to update. As Lucas, he's already making a gap. Is he going to be comfortable and drive away here? As Chris
This is race
is
control.
under pressure.
Safety cars being deployed. No overtaking. Single file drivers, no overtaking. Safety car being deployed.
All right. It took a little while for the safety car to be deployed. I think I'm not sure if they did that on purpose or not. But in my opinion, I don't know. But it is deployed, so we're gonna have a little breather here. Safety car is deployed. I did kind of expect this. I don't want to say it, of course. It's just being rude. It might be rude, but as we talked about it, we are gonna be seeing some safety cars, and no, it's just in the nature of this track. It is really hard, and it's really hard to drive this clean. It's not your typical track. It's a really old track, by the way. It has been made in 1961, I believe, and then it has been raced by Formula 1 up to 1972. I'm not really sure about that one either. You can correct me, chat. Look at Wikipedia. I'm doing this out of my head. And they have not been racing for a while because of politics and stuff like that. And then in 2007, I believe, they started to pick it back up again. But this track was not this track in 1961. They have they've changed the whole track. I'm not really sure about what they changed, but they changed a whole bunch. And I think even they reversed the track. So because it was too dangerous, this track is being used as a test track by many drivers. So yeah, that's some information for you there. I think there's a lot more information, but some drivers have passed away here as well in the Formula 1 while testing, actually, back in the 19-somethings. I think 1960s, 1970s, I think,
Yeah,
around there.
I definitely remember there being a fatal crash around here.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons why they stopped using it for a while as well. But, yeah, that was an interesting turn one.
Yeah, it was. All right. So, but what do you expect now? How do you think the race is going to continue? I think it's going to be a little bit more soft. People are going to be a little bit more aware.
Yeah, I think people are going to be obviously more spread out once we start going again. But apart from that, I think there's only one driver really messed up into that first proper corner and caused that chaos, unfortunately. Everyone else seemed to be pretty well behaved. But yeah, Cruiser got the job done straight away.
True.
Managed to get that nice jump going down the straight, and got himself up the inside for turn one.
Also correct. By the way, guys, if you want to see a personal overview by some drivers that you might see or might know, they are also streaming on Twitch. Now, this is not going to be a shout out or a sellout stream, not at all. But I just want to share the love, and I know that some of these drivers are also streaming. So give some love, share the love, go have a look at their stream, and as a streamer myself, I would really appreciate if this would, if this happened, or if this would have been said. So that's why I'm saying it. Just respect from one streamer to another. So yeah, let's continue.
I might go watch them now. No.
That's not the reason I say this, but just as I said, just to share some love around.
Yeah.
It's really important to do this.
So, there's a Ferrari up in P4.
How big?
Yeah, after all of that.
The real question is he going to be maintaining that pace? I don't think so, man. He will have pressure from Norback, for example.
Yep.
Criminal with a sub-gift to Boom is playing, which is... Oof. Damn. Thank you, Crim. You're taking the stage away, man. Safety car looks nice. Yes, they changed the colors on the safety car. I think they did. It looks clean as... baby butt. A wiped baby butt. Don't get me wrong. Alright. Kreuzer now in first place.
Safety car coming in at the end of this lap.
Have you noticed this actually? Kreuzer taking that first place. Crossman second. Now Phil third. Who was third again?
It was the Bentley. I'm just going to call it a Boatley now. Tom, he obviously qualified in P3. Was in P3 midway through the corner before he got unfortunately spun around, and he is now second to last.
Oh, that's... Oh, but we will see a... Well, let's keep an eye on him. Let's see how he is going to do, because we know he has good pace. And the safety car is going to be able to let his car be repaired. Yes, he's going to be coming from the back. But let's see. Let's just see how he is going to do compared to all these drivers, right? He's going to have an interesting race for himself. He might be tilted, but other than that, safety car is going to come in, and the race is going to start again.
And Kreuzer, again, will have to remain, I believe, at 40 miles an hour until the start-finish line. Or not. Perhaps I'm wrong. But anyway, he goes, and he has gone quick, and Crossman, I think, was caught napping slightly, and has already dropped to half a second back before turn 1. See, it'll be interesting to see now if that Ferrari can make any moves and prove that he's quick enough to be up there with the top 3 on this first lap, as Kreuzer is sticking to his usual plan of looking straight ahead and driving away from everyone. Crossman again is under pressure.
Ooh, going a little wide, I believe.
Yep, he's gone wide, but it might be his preferred line through there, and he's getting... Ooh.
Who's that?
It's
Filled?
Filled, yep. Making moves in the Audi.
Oh, Pavlicek! At the back. We've caught that on screen, but he keeps the car alive. Now there's a gap being formed already. Let's have a look. Oh my god, look at this back! What? Hello? Alright, now, Kevin Rowland in the middle of a battle. And as we are going to the first corners, it's like a lot to keep up with. But we are seeing some action going around here. Pavlicek now defending from the outside. Is going to be taken. Maybe, no, he gets not pinched. Aston Martin Lewis Muir just goes... No, wait, that's not Lewis, actually. That is not Lewis, but Lewis is now going off track as we talk about him. Let's not talk about that anymore. Go into the front. Nicholas Hilbrandt, 13th position, is fighting his teammate. So it looks like Lucas Kreuzer now leading the pack for a couple, no, almost one corner now already. Do you think he's going to be able to keep up this pace?
I think so. We've seen him do it time and time again last season. And if he was lacking confidence and feeling a bit nervous in free practice, I think he's shaken that off and is ready to get to work and just bang in the laps.
True, you can. Looking at the backside of Wilson, you can see that Pierce and Hillebrand, Van der Woude, Pavlicek, all of these guys are chasing him, and he's leading the pack. I want to talk about Pierce in his Lexus. I've seen this guy grow and become faster in this car that he's driving. But behind him, he has... Oh! Almost a dive bomb from Hillebrand. Goes wide from the Rwauda. His teammate is not going to take that position. Pavlicek is just luring and lurking for a moment to overtake him there. But he is just holding a steady pace. That's what we know that Pavlicek is going to do, actually. So Pierce now in 11th place. He is a silver class driver. You can see all that information in the bottom right corner, guys. If you want to see what position the person is I'm watching, do not look at the left side of your screen. Look at the right bottom side of your screen. You will see the last time lap. You will see which class the driver is driving. All the information is there as well. If I'm not going to talk about it, you can see it. Now, Crossman, 3rd position. Field is in front of him. Crossman being chased by the Ferrari.
Yeah, that Ferrari's managed to keep it up there.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a surprise. And it was good that Field got that overtake done. Obviously on that first actual racing lap. Because by the looks of it, he would have been stuck there for a while. And he's actually managing to go quicker, I think, than Lucas in P1, and not let that gap get too big too early on.
So as we are seeing Antitori in his oversteer Nismo, oversteer is the team that he's driving with. He's being chased by Lewis Muir, another Lexus, and behind that there's Patches. Awesome guy, by the way. So let's see if there's going to be some action happening here. Now you can look at the mini map and you can see this whole snake being formed, a bunch of cars behind each other. And would you look at this field, man, all these cars. So I'm getting a question about what are the rank differences. So Rito, we have the pro class. Those guys are the fastest. Then you have the silver class. These guys are in the medium pack. And then you have the amateurs. Those guys are in the, usually at the back. At the leaderboard on the left side of your screen, you will see white numbers. From the top, you will see 74. That's gray. So that means that that person is a silver. No, wait, hang on. I need to check this out. 117. Yeah, that's a silver class driver. So Antituri is a pro driver. You will see that his number is 117. It's a white color, and that's a pro driver. And you can see the red color, that's an amateur. So if we go to number 5, that is Maru. He's in position...
He's in P20 right now.
He's in
P19?
P19. You can see that at the right bottom side, it says AM. That means amateur. That means he's driving for the amateur class. So you have 3 classes driving in one race. So a pro driver is not racing an amateur driver. That's something to keep in mind. So you will see a lot of silver drivers and pro drivers at the top. Now you can see Kevin Rowland talking about a amateur driver, actually in P14. What he is doing here is amazing. By the way, he might be overtaken by Nick Walker. He's just looking, staring from the bumper sides of the car, and he is being put under pressure. Now, this pressure comes because there's a difference in class, right? This doesn't mean... Oh, and as we're talking about it, Nick Walker's looking and going through the inside now, stopping Rowland from taking that position back. Now, this is the difference that we're talking about, right? This is what this league and why this league is so amazing. All these different classes. Nobody is racing... no one. There's always a race, and as we're talking about this... Oh, Pavlicek, no!
That's a big crash.
Oh, that's a big crash. Big yikes. Oh, Nick Walker must be a little bit salty there, but he can't... Like, honestly, Rowland couldn't do anything about that one.
15-second time penalty for causing a collision, and 5-second time penalty for 105.
Oh, Rowland! Don't cook your car, man. The tires are cooked. You did a slippery slope. Calm down, buddy. Calm down. Breathe. Don't do an unsafe exit entry. He almost does. Ooh. Rowland, watch out, my friend. There is an Audi with the flashing lights. Let's go back to the front, and we're seeing Kreuzer actually 2 seconds down on his delta. Phil is now still in second place, and he has a gap. Kreuzer is having a gap of 1.5 seconds. Phil is having a gap on his own for 2.8 seconds. So the top, there's not a lot of action on the top. So the more we go back on the field, the more action we're seeing, especially here as Harry Spears is losing it and goes all the way back at the pack, needs to work his way all the way back to the front again in that pack. Ooh, Pierce. Now, we can't actually see what happened there. We can go back 30 seconds for the replay, by the way, and we can actually go on board to see what he did. So, he went over to the curbs. He went a little wide. Not wide. This is just a good line. I think he hit that. Oh, yeah, that's the sausage curb that we talked about. He went a little bit too much to the inside, clipped his car, and then that's 3 positions for you there. Now, this is how close it is gonna be for the rest of the day. It must be. And this is what we talked about. One mistake and you lose positions, guys. You lose positions.
Yeah, it just shows how close each of the... I know the classes aren't respectively racing each other for the win in the different classes, but it shows actually how competitive the drivers are from the front to the back. Because if you make one mistake, you will find yourself battling back through amateur drivers and silver drivers, and usually having a tough time just because they know how to defend, and they are under no obligation to give up that position just like that. They're entitled to be in front of you if they find themselves in front of you, and they are entitled to battle.
I'm trying to do this camera action while you were talking about Stijn Everink. He's battling Cook here in the Aston Martin. I love the livery, by the way. Now, Cook here, oh, Everink is looking, pushing, and I think he's going to get it. But the question is when. When is he going to get it? He's looking for it, though. This is some nice action all the way at the back of the pack. Everink, silver driver, by the way. Silver driver. I think he's doing quite decent. But he is driving a amateur driver, so he should be faster looking at papers, but that doesn't mean that is true. So Phil is poke right now. Phil is doing great. Yeah, he is. He is. Lucas Kreuzer is the champion from last year, Rito, so we expect him to do really well. Maybe a lot of eyes go to him right now. Maybe too much, but it's just we want to know how he's doing. It's like Michael Schumacher, you know, you want to know how that guy is doing. Back in the days, there were a lot of eyes on him. It's just a weird example that I'm giving right now. But the top, you know, the top grid usually gets the most attention. But for me now, it is important to give attention to all the top of 3 classes. Not only the top from pro, but also the top from, let's say, silver or amateur. And as we are looking still at Everink now trying again after a lap, becomes a really close, almost touches that bumper. Woo! Now fast corners coming up here. This is a fast exit. If you have a good exit, you can do something here. He's looking for the inside. That's the rear. Oh! Is he gonna outbrake him? He's still on the outside. Still on the outside. Oh, they touch. They touch. And Avery got it. Cookier loses 2 positions now, but still looking at the back of Avery. Rip. Well, what's his name? Path. There is Path actually still looking for a action.
Yeah, Sophie just hanging in behind them then, trying to make good of that interesting battle. I just watched Kukia go off onto the gravel on the last corner in the background there. But yeah, I don't get anything was wrong with that overtake there. I think Kukia got surprised by Averink going round the outside and got a bit spooked and tried to stamp on the throttle too early.
All right, I think Averink can now look in front of him and actually chase the guy that is in 34th position, and that's actually Kevin Rowland, if I'm correct. Is that Kevin?
I believe so, yes. And
all right,
it's really hard to keep up. We've got so many drivers.
It is so
much going on. It's mad that we're talking about a battle and it's actually all the way down in 30th odd position.
As Pavlicek is being overtaken. I still don't know what's the correct word. Overtook, right?
Overtake.
Overtake?
Overtaken?
Overtaken? I don't know! Someone help me! English, hard! As we're looking at this pack, the AMG is coming in really close though, but brakes really late. Is being overtaken. All right, thank you, Rito. Thanks you, Rito. Action everywhere where we're looking. There's action. This pack, as I said, around 10 to 13, it's gonna be close, and as we're seeing 9 to 14, actually, it's just close racing. Last week as well, these guys were always close, and I think if this was the top, you know, that would be amazing to see. Filled first in silver, and I think that's why Rito was saying. So Field is actually Pug. Yes, he is in second place in overall, not in his own class. He's first in his own class, but second in overall. So he is actually having a pro driver behind him that's third, and he is chasing Kreuzer. He's losing time, but he is second place. He is standing his own man. Now, second place in the silver class is Wilson. Hillebrand, pro driver in the Honda, that's the pink car that you're seeing, is actually in between Pierce, who is going to be third in the silver class. So these guys are actually really close. Really close. Silver class is now really hot, and this is something we need to keep an eye out for.
You can actually see Pierce wants to get past that pink Honda there, because he knows that the second step of the podium for his class is just in front of him. I know we've got an hour and 7 minutes of this race remaining.
This is race control.
But
138 drive through for a dangerous rejoin.
He looks desperate to try and catch up to Wilson, because I think we know who's going to win the silver class today.
Yeah, that's Phil, obviously. Yeah. Unless he's gonna, go off. Let's not spoil it. We as casters, we have spells that we don't know of, right? We have destructible spells. We talk about someone, he goes straight into the wall. So let's not use that hidden spell that we have.
True, but all he's got to do now is just keep his eyes on the back of P1 and cruise along with him to the end. So
there's the Kreuzer joke again.
Yeah, still kicking that dead horse.
True. So, oh man. All right, so yeah, we're seeing the thing that I love about casting racing is because you can just sit in the car in the next seat, or just in the seat that we are sitting in right now, and as you are looking in the back mirror, you're actually seeing a giant hood from the Bentley. We're calling that Bentley. The name is Bentley, but we name it Boatley because it's just a huge ship that's just chasing you. But look at the mirror, man. It's getting so close in these braking zones, and then at the acceleration, Pierce is actually taking off. And this is something that I realized driving the Lexus. It's not fast at all, but it's not slow at all either. It's a lovely car. And as we're talking about it, the Boatley just disappeared for a moment, and I think it's gonna happen, but the question is, when is it gonna happen? Pierce is now slacking and slowing down a little bit. As we're looking in the front, the pink Honda is overtaking. Oh, Holy smokes. All right, there it goes. We're going to have Hillebrand in front of Wilson now.
But now Pierce has to keep that Bentley behind him to actually be able to chase.
Oh! Hillebrand loses it. That's an oversteer moment there.
512 and 79 drives through penalties for causing collision.
Wilson looking on the inside is going to maybe take it. Not sure. Is he going to keep it there? No, he goes back. Holy man.
Another Bentley is going around the outside of Pierce.
Well, he has him actually. Like, as we said, Kexel, it's just a matter of time. Now, Hillebrand needs to keep an eye out in front of him, not at the back of him, because if he makes a mistake, all that work is going to be for nothing. Now, flashing lights, flashing headlights from the Audi Wilson. Oh, man. What a race already. I hope this is going to keep going like this. Look at this action, man. What else do you want? Hillebrand now leading, starting to make a little gap for himself. One moment. All right, the bird is gone, so let's focus again.
They're still battling for that position. I'm ruining names tonight, but Hillebrand ran wide into the second last corner onto the gravel and lost the position into the last corner.
Oh, Bentley looking for the inside there. Goes on a really weird line. I think that's a normal line, but these other guys collide. Oh, Hillebrand goes wide. The Bentley might take it. He's going to go on the inside in the next corner. He is going to take it. He has it. Now, Hillebrand might look for an inside action there, but no, he's not. And then he lost. Now he lost that position back. The only one that is doing really well here in these battles is Kexel. He is just taking positions. Pierce not being able to keep up. He's actually losing time as the Aston Martin is pushing him from the back. Oh, man. I cannot unhype.
Wilson has maintained his 9th position overall now, so he's gone from being the one being overtaken to doing the overtaking and resuming where we were 2 laps ago before everyone started trying to pass each other.
Now on board with Kexel, top 10 is something to be proud of, man. You have more than 46. You have 46 drivers, and you're in the top 10. That's something to be proud of, and you're actually battling. Your heart must be up on in your throat. If it's not, you're not human. Easy. You're an alien. Now coming to the last corner, Wilson goes not wide. Kexel, good exit. Now is still chasing the Wilson and is not losing or gaining any ground. Now I think the Audi is out accelerating him a little bit. Now in the slipstream braking zone, left corner, look in your back mirror. There's a pink car coming really close. Keep the car, not oversteer here in this corner. It's really easy to oversteer here and lose a lot of time. Now that's a nice corner there from Kexel.
Yeah, Wilson didn't find the apex that time around, and now he's under pressure.
This is race control. Car number 3, a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision, and car number 18, a 15-second time penalty for unsafe rejoin.
I'm not really sure if there are more participants racing than last week, but looking at the track, it's really packed. I can't confirm that. Maybe Boom can confirm it. Not sure if Boom is listening right now. I'm sure he is. If he's not, then well, he is. He must be. This is really exciting. Oh, on the inside, Hillebrand, no! Kexel actually going wide. Oversteer moment. You saw him correcting on the steering wheel, and that was the moment when Hillebrand got that position. Hillebrand on a sprint race right now, already in the back of Wilson. Hillebrand maybe got a breather. Take a breath in, relax, focus, and then goes a little wide there. Sausage curb. You should barely, just barely touch. You just barely scrape that sausage curb. That's a good line on the right side of that corner. If you go wide, you have a bad exit, you lose a lot of time.
These guys are battling so hard now. 2 more drivers have joined the battle behind them, in the form of Andrew Slipper and Fusey, and they're looking hungry to pass a few cars as Slipper just tried to dive bomb into the last corner and nearly caused an accident. So hopefully he'll be a bit more careful as they rejoin onto the back of the pack. But yeah, this is exciting to watch. But these drivers must be thinking now, you know, I don't want to battle you too much. There's an hour left of the race. There's contact mid-corner.
Keep going, man.
But no, this is obviously the slowest way around the track at the minute, just battling each other.
Correct.
Especially the silver drivers. They're gonna be saying, I'm not racing you for the actual race. I'm trying to race the guy that's 2 cars behind me.
True.
Please don't push me back into him.
Oh, dive bomb from the Aston Martin, but it works. Pierce is being overtaken from the outside. Is he going to keep it there? Still on the outside. Loses oversteer, and Pierce is going to be safe for now. Helicam is a little drunk right now. I'm not sure who's he focusing, but Pierce now is looking really aggressive. The AMG goes wide here. Holy smokes. Now, I think the battle is now with Hillebrand and Hillebrand and Wilson. Wilson is just not being able to push away. He's not being able to push away, but he is consistent, right? He drives consistent.
Yeah, he's been quite consistent. Sorry, I'm getting bombarded by game invites for 2 seconds, so I will.
That's fine. It's fine.
I'm trying to mute them.
So who was the number 3 at the beginning? I keep forgetting his name. That was
That was Tom, who is now in P35, number 113.
Tom Riker? Yeah, he was. He is actually. I think he still has damage. Not sure. He's driving 130 43s now. He's not really up the pace. No, this wasn't him, right? Can't be. Chat, who was number 3 at the qualifications? Why did I forget this?
This is race control. Number 6, drive-through penalty for causing a collision.
It's the guy in P35. He got taken out.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Now, as we're speaking, penalties are being given. Averink now has a 15-second penalty. That's not really nice for him, as he is gaining positions. He is in 28th position right now. So all that work was almost for nothing, I would say. Averink just needs to calm down. I think he's a good driver. He's fast. He can, you know, handle his moments where he is being put under pressure. But I think the penalties are coming from the beginning of the race, just the first corners, right? And as we're talking about this now, people are driving into the pit lane. Maarten van Asperen is doing really well, by the way. He is in 16th position, and he is picking up the pace. He's driving steady, he's driving good, and he is driving behind Anti-Turi. Now, these two guys are known from last season. They know each other. They know how the opponent drives. And as we're talking, Anti-Turi is looking on the inside of, I think that's Pavlicek, of course. That Pavlicek's car is just 1 out of a million. You can't not recognize that car. Now, these 3 guys were top contenders from last season. They're driving 14, 15, 16 now, but they still managed to find each other. It's like a reunion, a nice reunion, a lovely reunion where bad jokes are being made. And, you know, it's nice to see this.
So, I don't know if we should be alarmed, but Lucas Kreuzer is in P8?
Lucas Kreuzer is in P8, yeah, but he has his first pit stop already.
Has he? I missed that.
Yeah, I missed that as well, but good thing you noticed, actually.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. His field, yeah, goes into the pits as well. Okay.
All right,
cool.
So Field is in a pit now. This is going to be a interesting one because you can lose a lot of time in the pit lane. Build was about, I don't know, not many seconds behind Kreuzer, but Kreuzer is really fast and is always gaining time in the pit stops. I don't know how he does it. Now Kreuzer already passed the pit lane by a big time, and Phil is just now coming out of the pit lane. So I think Kreuzer won time again in the pit lane. As Phil is joining the track, we are seeing so where's the battle now? Hillebrand, Kexel, Hillebrand. Now Hillebrand overtook Kexel. No, he didn't. Wait, what happened? I think the one that... Oh, Wilson. Where's Wilson? Did Wilson pit? I think he did.
Yep, I think so. I think everything's spreading out a bit now as they do the pit stops, and they'll come back together.
All right, so we're 54 minutes yet to go, and this is the moment where drivers take a breather, but still accidents can happen real quickly. Now I'm looking at the mini-map, but I'm seeing a giant snake right here. I think it's right here. Now let's look at the front of this driver. Let's see what he is seeing. He's seeing Kaiser, Kexel, and Bullwinkle. We've seen Bullwinkle real fast. Bullwinkle has a 15 seconds penalty, which is not really what he was hoping for, I think. But, you know, race control is there. Race control is just taking their time by giving the penalties. That's why you will never see a penalty immediately given, because they're just taking their time. And I think race control has not made major mistakes in giving penalties. So I trust on them, I rely on them, and I actually love them because they make the community so much, you know. Race control can make or break the league, but these guys are doing a fantastic job. No, I'm not butt kissing, but I'm just saying it. As we're looking, we're seeing a lot of cars just all over the place. Not sure if they still need to settle down. Some of them already did pit. Some of them did not. Oh, how is he giving that position? He should not give that position that easily. Or is he just a back marker? Not sure.
Yeah, he's a lapped car, I believe.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, what? Huh? No, Fuzi going a little light. Turi in the back, Pavlicek, and then Matt and Van Asperen. These guys are having an amazing time, I believe. They're just, you know, steady and having fun. Look at this. These guys are having fun, and you can see that. They're not pushing. They're not, you know, pushing each other off track. They're just enjoying the atmosphere. This is nice driving, what you're seeing here. They're not pushing, right? If they feel that they are faster, they will overtake, but not pushing. But they don't do that. They're just here to enjoy. It's nice to see. Again, I'm saying it and I'm just stamping on it. These guys are experienced and they're just lovely people to drive with. Let's see how first position is doing. Crossman still did not pit. Now, I have to say something, Dowling. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, thanks, Boom. I'm reading it. I will keep an eye on that one if I need to. Thanks a lot, thanks a lot, thanks a lot. Now, Dowling, correct me if I'm wrong. Chat, you can back me up or correct me if I'm wrong. But in all these races, right, we've seen Kreuzer almost the first one going into the pit lane. Now, there are some races where he didn't and actually lost. Is it correct that the faster you're pitting in your margin, the more time you're gonna win? I assure you that Crosswinkle or Crossman now is gonna lose more time. If he would go faster into the pit lane, he would have lost less time. Like, the later you're pitting, the more time you're losing. I'm not sure, but this is this is what I have been seeing regularly on a regular basis. We're gonna see where Kreuzer is now. Kreuzer is heading to the last corner already, and as you can see, Kreuzer just won a dramatic amount of time on Crossman. It's unbelievable.
So, if they have to refuel, which I assume they will, because I think the cars will run for an hour on max fuel or something like that. So, obviously, if you're refueling, the earlier you pit, the less fuel you have to put in to get back to a full tank. So if you know you can do the time when you pit on a full tank, then obviously the earlier you pit is better because you're putting less fuel in, so you're stationary for less time, because fueling takes longer than changing tyres and stuff like that. So perhaps Kreuzer has that down to the T and knows exactly how much time he can drive for on a set amount of fuel, and he knows he needs to pit straight away to top up that fuel to have enough to get to the end of the race. And then obviously if he's stationary for less time, he's gonna be gaining time on the likes of people who are pitting later in the stint and have to put more fuel in. So that might be something. It's when I used to race in karts, that was definitely the strategy. You'd have a pit window and you'd want to pit as soon as that pit window is open, because your tank is going to be fuller, so they're putting less fuel in, so you're stationary for less time. It's just that's the obvious strat. But then that still all depends on if they do need a full tank of fuel to get to the end, whether they are actually filling up. Perhaps we can ask one or two drivers at the end of the race.
Yeah, I hope they're going to be in the willing to interview. Section. Now there's a question. There are no tire changes during pit? Question mark. I believe they do actually. Or is it no? And it's a mandatory pit stop. You have to refuel. That's something I know. Now I might be giving wrong information. Don't quote me on it. Maybe Boom knows. I hear Nine thinking right now, oh my god, dude, I've explained this to you so many times. How are you still forgetting this? Sorry, Boom. Or sorry, Nine. Shit happens. Wasn't there a penalty for Crossman? Unsafe exit? Now, the penalties are...
race control. 15-second time penalty for causing a collision.
53 is Owen Wenlock. Owen Wenlock is going to get a penalty for 50... Oh, Owen.
I thought Owen was in race control. Obviously, I was mistaken.
I mean, he crossed the white line when exiting the pit lane. I'm not really sure about that one. I think I've seen that as well, but maybe race control will look into that. Did Avery pit yet? He seems to move up a lot of positions. Most of the time, if somebody moves up a lot of positions, they did not pit yet, but let me check it out for you. Avery did. Where is he? Where is he? He is... He's there. He did pit actually, but he has a 15 seconds penalty. That is gonna, that's gonna bite him in the back a lot. It's a shame. He could have had a great race. He's, he's quite fast, looking at others. So let's look at timetables real quick in order to give you an, give you an understanding of the positionings in overall. Now let's give it a little time to, reset. But as you can see, Hecklander now is in front 3 seconds after Spears, 4 seconds after Kreuzer. But the two guys in the top, they still need to pit, so Kreuzer is going to take that position back. Hillebrand in 4th position. Bullwinkle 5th, Kexel 6, Fusey 7, Pavlicek 8, Field 9. Field is all the way back at the 9th position. Morris now 10, Turi 11, Bukilauskas, 12. Kim Furu, 13. Kunze, 14. Owen Wenlock, 15. Now, you can read them for yourselves now because it's going to take a lot of time. I will scroll through them. But keep an eye out on... some of these drivers.
Yeah, Crossman should move up quite a bit because he's down in P16 now. But there's a lot of drivers in front of him who haven't pitted yet, as Hacklander now dives into the pits.
We are halfway through.
So let's go to Crossman and let's see how he's actually driving. His times are 1:44.1 last. He's chasing Owen Wenlock with a 15-second penalty, as we said. After that, it's Kunze with a 10-second gap. It's interesting to see, man. Let's go on board. Owen did pit already, so we're not going to see him get into the pits quite soon. A good exit from Crossman. A fast car as a Porsche, but I don't think that's... Well, it is. Now, the corner is going to be to the left, so Crossman is going to be on the outside. Wenlock will be able to defend, but Owen crosses it back, and now he is again on the outside. Now he is on the inside. Is he going to do it? Let's go to Helicam and see. No, he's not. Well, he is having a battle on his own here.
He definitely thought about that dive bomb then, but I think self-preservation kicked in and he decided it wasn't worth it right now.
Also, the thing is, it's a mind game. You know that the guy in front of you has a 15-second penalty. You don't have to race him. But if you're faster than him, then you want to overtake him, right? You don't want to risk somebody overtaking someone that already has a 15-second penalty. You don't know if you can rely on his driving. I'm not saying anything bad to Wenlock, but that's just the nature of a human brain. You see somebody in front of you, a 15-second penalty, you're considering overtaking maybe twice as many times as you're doing, and that's going to cost you time as well. So what do? Do you go for it, overtake him, risking a damaged car with less aerodynamics? That's going to just oversteer and kill you as well.
Yeah, but the thing is right now he's actually stuck behind him. He knows he's quicker, but he can't go quicker if he's stuck, and he's starting to get frustrated now. He looks like he's all over the place behind him.
True, Norbeck in the white Audi is also catching up, so yeah. It's not helping him to stay behind that lovely-looking Ferrari.
He might do it this time.
Well, he's good. Oh, now he goes wide, taking the better line, so his exit should be better. As we are seeing right here, he is coming closer. He is coming closer. He is coming. No. Oh, he's... What? No. Oh, there's a car on the track there. Has a safe entry, which is good. That's not going to get him in a penalty. He waits. That's wonderful. That's what we want to see.
I think Crossman isn't making Wenlock have to go defensive right now. So Wenlock can just keep it behind him, taking his normal lines. He can afford to go slightly shallow into that first corner because it's such a wide corner entry anyway. So... you know, I think it's going to have to be a dive on one of these tighter corners, or he's going to have to get creative down the straight to try and sort of mentally get the overtake done before the corner and get Wenlock to back out of it perhaps. But he's got to run now.
Now the next corner is going to the left. He might have it here. Owen Wenlock going a little wider, steers a little bit later in. Giving position, giving place, giving movements place to... Oh, they're going to collide. You see that coming from a while now. Is Crossman going to take that position? Oh, he is. He is. Crossman was not in the correct position to overtake, and that costs him a place. This is racing, guys. You know you're faster than the guy in front of you, but your overtaking skills are just not, maybe not right there, or I don't know what happened. Maybe he didn't give him enough space. I'm not really sure about that. We can look back, actually.
No,
let's look back.
Wenlock didn't do anything wrong there. He was entitled to that inside line, and oh, it's just all gone wrong for Owen Wenlock as he gets taken out by that white and blue Audi.
Oh, I've just pressed replay, so we're gonna see that in a bit. So Owen gets a lead here. We're still in Helicam. Now it's gonna go back to live real soon. I think we're gonna miss that one.
Yeah, it just missed it. Was it Crossman? Owen was just taking his normal line. I think he was a bit slow. Crossman.
This is race control 113 and driving 5
And
seconds penalty
then-
for driving standards and 47 5-second penalty for causing collision.
Then Norback. I don't know what happened. Just tapped the rear end of Wenlock and spun him out.
Now Bullwinkle going into the pit lane. That's gonna be his second pit stop, I believe. It says 1, and he's in the pit lane. So if he exits and if the pit stop is gonna be validated, that's gonna be him on 0 pit stops left. I think he is one of the first guys that is doing his second pit stop. Let's go through the pack. Let's see where everybody is standing. Now, Spears actually in the red AMG is following Kreuzer. Kreuzer overtook the guy in second that still did not take his first pit stop. That's a little weird, man. I think he's just enjoying his second place. Not sure if he should pit or not. We're talking about this nice fella here. Tom Kexel actually having a battle for himself, but I think these guys are not who he should focus on. I think he will be able to overtake them quite soon. We're looking at the Bentley, and I think it's Pierce in front of him. Yeah, so that's the position being given. But behind him, there is a Porsche chasing him, but he's not racing him either. Kexel is on his own here. Yeah, there is a 7-second gap, and all the way here, it's 7 seconds later. You can see that Fuzi is here, and then you have 5th position. It's filled. You might be right, Dutch. It might be a second pit stop. We'll check it out in about half a minute. Oh, almost as we're looking. I dive bomb there. Josh Morris doing really nice, 6th position. Last season, he was actually the guy in second most of the time, but now he's 6th position. You can see that his pace is now coming back. He's driving 142s. He's a teammate of Kreuzer, and I think he's happy to be in 5th position. He's gonna overtake maybe some guys. I think he is. Well, actually, to be honest, he's gonna overtake Fuzi maybe and Spears maybe when they take their pit stop. I think they
95
I think he
5-second
is.
time penalty for collision.
He is definitely gonna overtake them. That's gonna put him in. Oh, Josh Moore's 5 seconds penalty. As we're talking about him, he gets a 5 seconds penalty. That's gonna put him back 5 seconds on the grid. No! Streamer curse. Well, technically not. He already did the penalized action, right?
Yeah, he already did the bad.
Okay. Let's see where the action is gonna be now. Pavlicek is not in action. I think everybody is just lean back, trying to find their pace back again. I feel like there should be a battle somewhere, right? Let me go through the field real quick. I saw a little bit at the back, Anti-Turi. These guys are still going at it. Now Kim Furu and Nick Walker. Nick Walker now behind Anti-Turi. Anti-Turi 22nd position as a pro driver. We might see Anti-Turi in the silver class. Not gonna lie. But he's not the only one that's in the pro class and all the way at the back, right? Do you think Anti-Turi should be afraid of going back to the silver class?
What is he right now? P20.
Last season he was a lot quicker in. I think he had a Porsche or a different car.
Yeah, he was in the Porsche. As he gets, he's going quite slow at the minute, isn't he?
True, 144. It's not fast.
He's not great. I don't think he's got to worry right now. He's not the lowest of the pro drivers, so I think he's just about hanging on in there. there's certainly a few people below him saying that he got overtaken by another pro driver. So I don't know. It's a hard one. Obviously, race control isn't just going to be looking at results.
One race. Yeah, true.
To decide where the driver should be placed in the categories. Obviously, you could be the quickest pro driver, but you could get taken out and have a terrible race, and race control will penalise them for that and put them into a lower class.
True.
So,
True.
obviously, the pressure is on for those who are usually at the back of the pro class. I know 9 likes to keep probably a very big spreadsheet of all previous results. And
Well, it's only going to get harder for him as more information is coming in. And as we're talking about it, Hacklander is now overtaking Helbig. No, he's not. Helbig cuts it back in. They touch, they paint trade. And Helbig gets that position back. Now, Hacklander with a 5-second penalty, so he should be aware that if he is not really that much quicker, you know, just stay behind him and not force any more penalty timings, but he goes for it, and I think he is going to attack that 5 seconds now to keep his 12th position. He is able to. He has still half an hour to go. He will easily be able to get that 5 seconds, I think. Marco Eckstein on his own 9th position. But keep in mind, Owen Mellock 15-second penalty, so he is actually in the margin of 8th position. Owen Wenlock is here on his own as well. Now, Crossman is having a free ride. 7th position. I think he is slowing down too much. I don't think he has race pace anymore to be all the way in the front. He had good qualification, but race pace, he's not consistent, I believe. Maybe too many mistakes here and there. Norback, 6th position. And we're seeing maybe some action here. Yep, that's Josh Morris coming really close to Field. And Field now needs to defend. And there's a red AMG. Oh, no, Field! Oh, no, Field! Okay, shit happens. Keep going. Keep going. I don't know who that was, that red AMG. I think that was Spears. That must have been Spears.
Was it Spears? I am not sure which. We'll have to wait for it to. No, was it Fusey? Was it a lapped car? No, no, it wasn't a lapped car. It was Fusey, so it was P3.
This is race control. 5-second time penalties for 7 and 53. 7 for causing a collision, and 53 for driving standard.
So that's P5 getting a 5-second penalty, less Norback. But yeah, that's Fusey just got rear-ended by Silver Driver Field as he was battling Josh Morris. So obviously, perhaps Field's inexperience in racing in a big pack.
I see.
Catch him out slightly.
So there's a whole bunch of people still needing to pit again. A lot of people did their second pit stop already. Now, I'm really curious about when Cruiser is thinking about going into the pit lane. As Crossman still needs to go into the pit lane. Field as well. But I feel like Field is closing up again. Let's look at the lap times. Last lap time of Cruiser. I'm sorry to interrupt you, buddy. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay.
Last lap time of Cruiser is a 142. Field has a 147. No, never mind. But his... Nope, he's not. Crossman, 142.3. So actually, Crossman is closing the gap on Cruiser. He is slowly closing. So Cruiser is now not really pushing it. I think he doesn't need to, actually. But Crossman is pushing it. Crossman is pushing faster, or is driving faster, half a second to be real precise. As you can see at the right bottom side, it's a 142.3, and I can show you going back to Cruiser 142.8. So the difference is half a second there. If he keeps this up, he might actually find Cruiser. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Schmidt, I'm really sorry. I think I missed that one as well. But Boom is paying more attention than I do. That's so nice to have a team, right? If you have a question, I don't answer. Oh, Kreuzer, what's that? Is that lag? Or is that did it actually happen? No way, Kreuzer!
Race control. 138, 5-second time penalty for collision.
Kreuzer hitting the wall. Just please say that was lag.
I don't know, that looked like a pretty...
Realistic.
Yeah.
Goes wide, loses the car. Oh my god, it's real. The car. Oh no, Kreuzer, you're making it really interesting again. You're gonna have to repair that car. Oh my man, dude, my heart. Oh, he was slowing down already, and now he slows down too much. Immediately hops in. Immediately goes in the pit lane. And now we have ourselves a battle. The question here is Crossman gonna react to this? Is he gonna go into the pit lane as well? Or is he gonna take this time to push and push and push?
But
oh my god.
He might have just handed the win to Josh Morris by doing that, if Josh can keep it clean to the end of the race. Because we know that Spears has to do 2 pit stops still. Josh has got a 5-second penalty, but so has we know Field is probably going to get a 5-second penalty for his collision earlier on. Novak has a 5-second. There's a lot of penalties, which are getting cancelled out by other people getting penalties. As Crossman now is up into P3, so it's time to shine and get the hammer down, and perhaps close that gap. As much as he can before taking his pit stop.
I have to agree on you. Now, well, Sidemax is doing great today. Beside that really weird incident here that happened right in this corner with Kreuzer, Josh Morris is now reclaiming their position. Soon they're going to be in first place. But Crossman, well, the difference between Crossman right now and Josh Morris is that Josh Morris is faster as we're speaking, but the fastest lap time is from Crossman, not Josh Morris. So we know that Crossman is being able to be faster. I'm not saying that he's faster now, but he is able to be 4/10 faster. And as we're speaking about being fast, Josh Morris goes into the pit lane, and let's see where Kreuzer has entered the race again. He did repair his car.
Race control. 42, 5-second penalty for collision.
42, that is going to be... Yeah.
Yeah, and just going to talk about, where is he? Marco in P4 in the Audi. He has been quietly quick today.
True, unnoticed.
Yeah, he's come from nowhere. He looks like he's got the second fastest lap of the race, and now finds himself in P3 with a pit stop still to do. But
all these guys still need to take a pit stop.
Yeah, he's in the perfect place to spring an attack into these last 25 minutes and perhaps finish on the podium.
Ooh, that will be amazing for him though. Alman Racing, the German guys, I think. I'm not sure. They could be... No, they might be German. I'm not really sure about that one. Doesn't really matter, but it's nice to have your nationality known as a racer, right? As a driver. Kexel, 7th position. Not really battling anyone.
But he has done both his pit stops.
True, so he is going to gain some positions. Well, he's going to end up in front of Bullwinkle anyways with his 15 seconds penalty. He might actually... No, he is going to overtake Hacklander as well. Who else? Helbig maybe as well with that pit stop. I think he's going to come in 4th if he keeps this up.
potentially, look where Lucas has come out. He's down at P14. And he's behind people who've done pit stops. So he's got a lot of work to do now to retain that first place that he's held on for the last hour.
Yeah, you're correct. Now let's see what he did repair of his car. Now he is being shaken awake, but his car still might have some damage because it was a hard crash there. He's lucky to be able to keep driving, I have to say, and he's lucky that he was immediately in the pit lane after he take that bump on his car. This is going to be his first normal lap outside of the pit lane, and he's driving a 140.
This is race control.
142.6.
Drive-through penalty for causing a collision.
777. That is going to be Pavel Oplital in 32nd position. So Lucas Cruiser is having a fast and steady lap. Phil in front of him actually being faster with a 142.1. I don't think Cruiser actually is going to push anymore. I think he's happy with the position that he is in right now. No, he's not happy with the position, but he is going to accept it. I think. What do you think? Do you think he's going to push it?
I think he knows he's got the pace, not that he doesn't have to push too hard, and he'll make up a few more positions. He's got penalties to rely on from people as well, so he doesn't actually have to pass them if he gets up behind them. So just watch Crossman getting tangled with a back marker, and Crossman is now back in the lead.
Yeah, so I think all the guys in front of him did do
his race control.
Pit stop.
Drive through 138 for unsafe rejoin.
Crossman still needs to do his last pit stop. 23 minutes still remaining. I wonder when he's gonna do it. And if he's gonna come in front of Cruiser. I think he is. Not sure though. Yeah, he is. He might be. Yeah, he is. Right? We'll have to see.
We will see. Now, Spears has done his first pit stop now, and he's still remained in P2. He's got quite a big gap down to P3, and a bigger gap to P4 because of that 5-second penalty for Hacklander. So, has Spears done some strategic brilliance here and stayed out of the melee of pit stops early on, and managed to put himself in a really good position?
Stein now in 25th position. In front of him is Cairns. Wilson in front of there. Eckstein in front of Wilson. Kai Pachas in 21st position. Fusey in 20th position. Pavlicek in 19th position. He's struggling a little bit, I think. Hillebrand in the pink Honda. 18th position. Well, they had a great battle, but I think they battled too much and lost too much time. So it's nice to see people battling, but at the end of the race, it's not going to be in your favor. That was Antituri in the white car. Now we're seeing some guys here coming close to each other. Kanza, 14th position. Nick Walker, actually 13th position. It's a shame he has that 5-second penalty. He's driving a great race. Lucas Kreuzer, 11th position. He is quickly gaining the positions back again. Now he knows Josh Morris has a 5-second penalty. He is in front of him, so he might actually talk with his teammate, asking him for that position, as he is the quicker guy at this point, I believe. Yep, he is. But it's not the time to ask that yet. He still needs to close that gap. 20 minutes on the clock. Maarten van Asperen, guys. Can we have a look at this? Maarten van Asperen. The guy had such a bad qualification. He started at the back of the track, and he's driving a 9th position. Slow and steady it is, guys. He had no collisions, no problems whatsoever this whole race. And he's just driving top 10.
And look what his fastest lap is. It's only a 1:42.9.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Same could be said for P7. Obviously, he's got to do a pit stop still. Nathan Pierce. But he's done a 1:43. But, he finds himself in the top 10 with 20 minutes left.
True. So, no, you can drive your 141s, but that doesn't mean you're going to be the quicker guy. Now, I had a question. Are cars becoming faster later on in the race? Andrew Norback is setting up... Oh, I thought I saw a fastest lap time. It's not. But, skip that. Never mind.
Could you check the weather and see if the track condition has changed?
Oh, yeah, we haven't done that at all. Oh, in 50 minutes, it's going to be clean. Track is still optimum, 25 Celsius. Outside, weather... Track is 27. The wind has shifted a little bit, but it has been less. So yeah, that's it. There's not going to be any changes. Maybe some changes in the last 4 minutes of the race, but we will have to look into that one. But it's getting a little darker, I believe. You can see the headlights. So maybe the temperatures will drop a little bit, but in those 18 minutes, I'm not really sure that's going to be really felt by the drivers, unless it's going to be getting really dark really fast really soon. I can see some shadows starting to begin. Headlights are being shown more and more, especially now as I'm talking about it and focusing it. It's it might get dark actually. Now Kexel 4th position, as we talked about. He's having a great race. Now Bullwinkle plus 15, so this means that this guy might even get 2nd position. Look at that. Spear still needs to have his pit stop. I hope he knows he has to take 2 pit stops. Crossman also needs to take a pit stop. I believe Kexel is going to have a 2nd position here. What an amazing guy.
I know, in the Bentley as well. He's he showed pace all day battling people further back in the pack, and he's managed to get through obviously and keep up the pace and prove that he's not only quick well, we say quick, he's again, his fastest lap time is only a 1:42.2 this race, so he, slow, I guess, not slow and steady, but just steady, and he's there.
He is. So race pace, we could say it's 1:42, right? 1:42-ish. If you're 1:41, that's quick, but 1:42, that's just the race pace. And after that, it just comes down to if you had a clean race, no penalties, good pit stops, and this is a close league, guys. If you make mistakes in the pit stop, if you get too much into battling early on, it's going to cost you a lot of tires. It's going to cost you a lot of energy, focus. It's going to cost you a lot of time. It's nice to watch, but it's going to cost you the end of the race, as we are seeing and experiencing right now. But you cannot say don't have a battle to these guys, because they can't go through each other. They have to go around each other. But that's racing, I guess. I'm just explaining racing to you right now.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah. It looks like we've got a good close battle for 2nd in the silver class developing in P12 and P13. Completely different drivers to what we were talking about earlier, being on the podium of silver class. As that Kunz, and you can say that one. You said it earlier without hesitation.
Hecklander.
No.
Oh wait, hang on. Pookie. Wait, hang on. Now I'm gonna.
On the spot.
Pukilauskas. I hope that's not gonna be Pussilauskas. I hope it's Pukilauskas, right?
Yeah. I wasn't even going to try because I just know I would butcher it. But these guys are literally nose and tail battling for P2 in Silver Class right now. And it looks from the liveries, are they teammates?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So this is like better. I don't know. This is the best case scenario, right?
I don't know, because you want to beat your teammate. But
Yeah, but I don't know if you
also
know.
don't want to throw away a podium.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So we might see a race, we might not see a race. It all depends on if these guys are actually friends or if they have to prove something.
I know I'd be wanting to overtake my teammate if he was in P2 and I was in P3.
Yeah.
This early on in the season as well. Just to, say I'm the lead driver. I'm a bit quicker than you. You can be my rear guard for the rest of the season.
Wink, wink. Yeah, Kexel might win this race, actually. I'm not really sure. We will have to see. It's going to be happening in about now and I'd say 7 minutes. I don't think they're racing each other, man. They should not race each other, right?
They should, because it'll be interesting. But in the interest of the team, perhaps they shouldn't. But
they could ruin the race.
I think they're racing each other.
Oh my God! This is gonna be like F1, the Mercedes. What happened to Mercedes? Like battling each other, ruining the race.
Yeah, I don't know if that was an overtake or whether that was Kunz letting his teammate through.
Oh, we can look at the times actually. The best time of Pukilauskas is 1:42.6. Fastest time of Kunze is 1:42.9. So they might actually. No, wait, hang on. So yeah, I think they just gave that position to the faster guy in their team.
Yeah, because I'm looking at it, he actually has a chance of getting up to P9 if he can keep within 5 seconds of Nick Walker and Hacklander.
Yeah, I think they might go for that one.
Yeah. So, smart thinking there from them.
It's gonna, like, they don't have to, right? They don't have to force this race pace. They're quite safe if it comes to that matter, but it's gonna push them in the overall leaderboard, which is always good if you can go for that.
Definitely, because there's still 12 minutes left and they're not too far back off Field, who is only in P6 overall, but obviously is leading the Silver Class right now, and he's got a 5-second penalty, so perhaps they can see that they've got a chance of taking P1 and P2 of the Silver Class, as Kreuzer has now made his way back up to P7 as well after his earlier off-track incident.
So I have been looking at the YouTube chat. People have been asking for a replay. Yeah, we really need to fix that. I really need to fix that chat on my main monitor. So I will have both chats in sight. I don't have to have my phone here. It's really awkward to have this. But we'll be using a program where we can just combine the chats, and it really helps me out just to focus on less things, right? Because now I have to focus on YouTube, I have to focus on Twitch and all that stuff. I have to focus on the main thing, and that's the race. But I don't want to miss anything, and I want to keep in contact with you guys. So yeah, it's always a learning curve coming to these commentary sessions. I'm always learning and I'm always improving. I'm not sure about you, Dowling. You seem to be doing quite well.
I'm always learning. No one's ever reached the top of their game in anything. There's always something new to learn. So you know, it's we're learning something every week. Like even if it's just the way that different drivers plan their races and execute their plans and all that. And obviously, big props to the guys behind the scenes doing a lot of the work.
I'd say most of the work. I'm not sure.
And again, a big shout out to Race Control making these races actually possible in the format that they come to us.
I have to totally agree with you on that one. Now, looking at this positioning of Kreuzer now, 7th position. Like, he just has to push 4 more seconds and he will be... No, wait, more. Never mind. No, he does not. 4 seconds and he will be in reach of Field, right? I think more 9. It's 9. No, yeah, 4 more seconds and he will be in reach of Field.
Yeah, which is good for the overall race. Obviously, he's not battling him in class.
True. Nick Walker actually still behind Kreuzer, but still, there is a little catching to do for Kreuzer. Kreuzer, like, Crossman still needs to go into the pit lane. Spears still needs to go into the pit lane. That is still gonna be interesting, guys. Like, it's still not done. And if Crossman is not gonna go into the pit lane, I think he will be disqualified. Same for Spears. 8 minutes still left. When are they gonna go into the pit lane?
Crossman dives into the pits now, as you say it, as if perhaps he heard you.
Maybe. Not sure. So let's check out where Crossman is gonna come back into the track. I think he could stay in front of Kreuzer. I'm not really sure about that one, but we will see. Let's see where Kreuzer is. Kreuzer now still not heading to the end of the track. Still no last corner, I assume. Oh, as Knox is off track right there.
You know, Crossman is moving again, and he is in pit lane exit.
Where is Kreuzer? Where is Kreuzer? Kreuzer is still not heading for the last corner, and he's not. This means that Crossman is actually still in front of Kreuzer. By a huge amount of time. We're not gonna see that battle. Bullwinkle now in first place with a 15-second penalty. It's a shame that he got that penalty because he is showing right now that he has the pace, right? He has pole position pace.
I'm not. It's probably a bit late now, but I was just wondering if you could do a replay on Crossman, because I'm not sure if he cut the pit exit or not, but I think I left it a bit late to say. So, yeah.
It's more than a minute. No, we can check it out. So he's still in pit lane. Just in time, I pressed on the 1-minute replay. We're gonna see it. So we are looking at this line here, where the red line begins, and he... Well, actually, no. Yeah, he does. He does. Unsafe.
Yeah.
That might be a penalty, guys.
Yeah. If I don't know who we've got in game, who will report that. But yes, I believe the one that was reported earlier was penalised, so it is only fair
to give this guy also a penalty, right?
Yeah, it's down. I mean, it's down to Race Control, how they interpret what he was doing. Blah de blah.
What lap was that? I think it's either 45 or 46. One of those. So we're seeing Bullwinkle here. Well, it's just leading the race with a 15-second penalty. It's such a shame. He could have won this race. Now, Kexel is within the 15-second margin. He is on 7 seconds. So Bullwinkle has 5 more minutes to gain 7 seconds, roughly 7 seconds on Kexel. Well, that's not realistic. So this means if Kexel keeps this up, the guy in 3rd position right now, he is just gonna win this race. But Crossman is behind him by less than half a second. Right? Am I seeing this correct?
He is right there, but he might have just thrown away his chances of the win 2 laps ago, so we're going to have to wait and see what happens, but he's there.
He's still there, yes, but I don't know. For now, let's keep it interesting and let's assume he's not going to get that penalty, and he's really close on Crossman. Now, let's see. I mean Kexel. Kexel is right there in the Boatley, and Crossman is right behind him. So actually, we are seeing and witnessing a final battle in the last final minutes. And as we're talking about that, the Lexus goes off.
He was just acknowledging the blue flags.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Getting out of the way.
Move! Well, Carnage is doing well for an amateur. All of these drivers are doing well now. Crossman taking the wider line. We're gonna have a photo finish maybe again. Oh, AMG! Watch out! Don't go! Oh no! Oh, that barely goes.
Is that
home.
Spears?
I think that's Spears. He does not have to give that position. Actually, he is not a blue flagger right now.
No,
he just needs to go back into the pit lane. He has 4 more minutes. I don't think he realizes he has to pit again.
Race control did prompt him, I believe, last lap. So hopefully he'll acknowledge that, and
he might ruin the race here. Not sure.
But what these 2 drivers don't want to do now is battle and drop back off.
True, lose it. But Crossman is feeling the pressure. It feels like Crossman has everything to win here, and Kexel has everything to lose, or the other way. I think Crossman has everything to lose here, and Kexel has everything to win. Kexel can just, stay relaxed, because we know that Crossman is a fast guy, but he also makes mistakes. Kexel, we've seen a solid race from him, and as he wants to overtake Spears, he's taking risks. He's taking a lot of risks, and taking a lot of risks to getting overtaken by Kexel. Now Spears gives that position. Goes into the pit lane, and we are going to have a battle for the last 3 minutes of the race, guys. I am getting hyped again. Wake me up, baby. Almost not finding my words there. Let's go on board with Crossman. Now, we're not really sure if he is still getting that penalty, right? We did not know. You will see Kexel's second position if you're just tuning in. 15 seconds on the penalty time of Bullwinkle. That means they are in position of overtaking them if they are going to finish if they're going to finish like this, as Crossman goes wide. But these 2 guys are battling. That means Bullwinkle has opportunities to go to those 15 seconds. As we talked, it was just less than 6. Now it's 9. So Bullwinkle is making that gap bigger and bigger, but is it going to be 15 seconds? I don't think so. It's roughly about 2 more or 3 more laps left as these guys are battling. I think Crossman has a more stable car here as they're heading to Muir and Shipston. Lucas Muir is surely an experienced driver, and I think he is gonna let them go through. It will not be any problems, I hope so. But I know that Muir is just an experienced guy overall. This has to go according to plan. That sausage curb. Oh, Crossman! No! Crossman loses it by the sausage curb. He doesn't touch it, but he loses the car. This means that Kexel is actually going to win the race if he keeps this up. Those are the flashing lights of Kexel on Muir. Muir not giving that position. Now he is. We have ourselves a winner, guys, I believe. This guy is just happy, flashing with the lights. Muir just celebrating with him. And he knows that he is winning this race right now. Bullwinkle, the only thing he can do right now is not push too hard, not go off track, because he can actually lose more positions if he goes off. Let's see if you have other battles going on. You might as well. 10th position for Maarten van Asperen. He lost the position, but he has 5 seconds penalty. Driver in front of him, so he's going to take that position as well. So he's going to finish 9th, if I'm correct. Well, Kunze is behind him. It's a silver driver. I think Maarten is going to be able to keep him behind him. Not sure. This is also a battle. Sebastian Kunze actually chasing Maarten van Asperen. It's a pro driver here that's being chased.
And they're both trying to close that gap down to Hacklander as well, which I think they're actually within that 5-second gap. So they're both battling each other for 9th place.
Now, timer has come down to 0.000.0, so there's no time left to race. And the leader has finished. Bullwinkle over the line. This means that Kexel is winning the race here and taking that position. As you can see on the leaderboard, that has been fixed now. Crossman 3rd place, Norbeck 4th place. As we're speaking right now, it might change. Everything might change. Kexel wins the race, guys. Amazing. I repeat, I did not expect this at all.
Yep,
Looking at Bentley wins. No, but also we have not seen I've not seen that much of Kexel in the qualifications or free practice, but just slow and steady just wins the race, guys. It's amazing. Amazing stuff.
Lucas Kreuzer comes across the line in 6th place. Oh, what should have been? He should have been the one up there in in P1, perhaps with Kexel in 2nd, but obviously we saw that that incident all by himself earlier on.
I think Kreuzer, the guy is good, the guy is solid, but he's still very young, right? He's still very young. He has much to learn. Still, as he is really young. I don't know how old Kexel is. I don't know his age. What I'm trying to say here is that I think it was a lack of focus moment because he was just driving a normal corner. He should have not gone wide there. He lost the car in a really weird position. Maybe it's the Porsche, I don't know. I don't have experience in that matter at all. But Kexel was just a more solid driver, more stable. A real gentleman indeed. As Noit is saying. So, guys, let's quickly go into the break. We will be right back with a nice overlay where we will show you and where we will talk about the standings in the after the second race. So, we'll be right back. Or take a break. You can go to the toilet or you can, do whatever you want to do. But don't move. We might actually have some interviews with the drivers. Let's see. Yep, we are having 4 people willing to interview as it is being used, which is amazing. Can I type here? I hope I can. Maybe not. Let's see. Return. Yes. Willing to interview is open to be used. Thank you. So I'm typing that out again. So, with that standings, that leaderboard, compared to the interviews, I think we can close this event, close this league race with a good heart. The entertaining parts are still not over, guys. Don't leave if you want to hear the drivers as well. So, be right back. Pirates, welcome, by the way. Good race. Thank you, man. Interview A-Frank if he wants to. Let him know. Send him a message, and I'm gonna interview everyone that's in there. That was a fun race to watch. Killy, thank you, man. Thanks for the support. Thank you so much, man. I notice you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone in the chat. Also in YouTube chat. I'm sorry I haven't been able to read your messages as I don't have the setup for that one yet, but we're gonna fix that setup real soon. So next week I will be able to talk with YouTube chat and with Twitch chat. But guys, if you haven't subbed on the YouTube channel, sub on the YouTube channel. It really helps us out. Watch the videos, like it, commentate on it. We love comments, as it's a really special thing to read comments on, like, at the YouTube videos. It is really special, because I'm always looking forward to having a chat in there, as I'm really talking with the people that are showing interest in these commentary moments. It also gives me a little bit more time to take my time and talk with you guys, because while racing I barely have time to look at chat, and when I do, those are going to be comments posted or sent to me maybe 5 minutes ago, or maybe I'm reading them but I can't respond to them because we're in the middle of an action, or I need to keep up where every driver is, which I'm struggling with to be honest, but I hope we did a good job. I'm on a rant right now. I should stop ranting and I should go on a break, but hey, this is a commentator not commentating, so what is he gonna do? He's gonna do his own thing, right? He's gonna rant, as all commentators do. All right, small break. When we come back, interviews and leaderboard standings. Yes. All right, then we are back with the interviews. We are gonna start interviewing the winner of this session, and that's gonna be Kexel himself. Kexel will be dragged into the call, and we will start asking him some questions about the race.
He's already here.
Hello, Mr. Kexel. How are you doing, man?
Very, very good. Thanks.
Congrats on the winning of the race. Did you expect it yourself, to be honest?
No,
No.
I was so far off pace. I drove my personal best in qualifying. That was nearly 5/10 quicker than I was in testing, so I didn't expect to be near the top 10, to be honest. And yeah, the safety car and the first quick pit stop then bring me in play.
I see. When was the moment when you realized, hey, wait, hold on a second, I have a chance? Like, when did this calculations begin?
After Tristan Bullwinkle was behind me with one stop, and I know he's quick here. So I realized, oh my god, I'm somewhere in the front.
Yes.
And then I looked up and see everyone has to make 2 pit stops in the front. So yeah, that was the moment I realized, okay, don't fight with Tristan. Let him go and try to follow. Maybe this will be a good one.
And it actually was a good one. So how was the excitement? How was the heartbeat through the second section of the race? Because it must be really easy to make a mistake with that adrenaline rush and whatever, all the calculations you have to do. And oh my god, he has to pit stop. Look at, he has a penalty, and race control in your breathing behind your back. How is the how are the intense moments? Like, can you take us through that through those?
I could stay really calm the most part, but every time someone came to overlap or overtake and so on, or people who are on the same lap, the position in front, but have to make a pit stop.
Yeah, at the end, the spears.
Then the adrenaline came because I can't afford to fight, because Tristan will drive away, and I couldn't follow. I lost a few tenths every lap, and I only have to hope that I could get quicker through that traffic than him. And then I look behind, only 5 seconds to the next one, then 3 seconds.
Yeah. Crossman, he exits the pit and then he's immediately behind you. Holy moly. He could have actually won that race. He made a mistake. I'm going to ask him about that. Little mistake there, oversteer, and then he lost it into the wall. It could have been a really close ending. Like, do you think if you did not make that mistake, last question, by the way, from me. Maybe Dowlin has questions, but if he did not make that mistake, do you think you would have to fight him and defend him with all your powers?
I think he would get through. I don't think I have the speed to hold him behind.
Ooh, that's really honest.
Because the Bentley, you're more have to stay on a certain line, and he is on a Porsche, I think.
Yeah.
And he got much better tractions out of 2 corners, and he can brake later in 2 corners in. So if you know that, I couldn't defend.
Ooh, interesting, man. I'm learning from you here. So knowing this, you were lucky, but also really professional in your driving, I could say. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
All right. Also, I heard about the leaderboard. I think you are even with someone else. I think it's filled.
Yeah, he's in P1 and P2. 202 points.
So that's crazy. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. I think we can go to Tristan Bullwinkle now.
Okay, I'll drag him in.
Actually, if you want, you can just stay here, or I don't know. It's all up to you.
Tristan is gone.
Yeah.
Oh, he's just gone. Is he out? Is he gone? I think he is.
Yep, he's gone.
All right. It might have taken him too long. Let's go to Sam actually then.
But he was. Oh, hello.
Oh! Without a warning. Hey Sam, how you doing, man? Welcome.
I'm doing fantastic. First in the AM class.
Amazing, dude. Amazing. Congrats on that. Can you take me through the race, actually?
So qualifying was awful. Absolutely dreadful. Second to last. Couldn't have gone any worse. I couldn't get a lap in. I was raging at the start of the race. I was ready to pull it in and retire.
Damn.
I was that upset. Before racing even began, I got punted, which was a great start. Got damage. Managed to catch back up to the pack and keep myself relatively safe in the first lap.
I see.
So I was about mid-pack by this point because of the sheer carnage. Pitted on lap 1. Basically ended up doing a one-stop strat after pitting on lap 1, and it was a relatively boring race after that, to be honest.
But you became in first in your class. Looking into next week, how do you think you're gonna do next week compared to this race? Do you think you have solid ground foundation basics?
Yeah, I think our car had a lot of natural pace at Kyalami. I think we're going to struggle at Spa.
I see.
The car, me and Griffin, who had a very unfortunate race, we found we were making setup changes and it just kept working.
Nice. So you kept getting faster and faster.
It just kept getting faster. We were slowly practicing over the week, and the car just naturally came to us. I don't think, because the Audi likes to some reason, mid-corner oversteer.
Yeah, true.
Off throttle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think certain corners at Spa are going to make it absolutely hell. But we're going to try. I mean, I've been having some consistent racing. Second in class and now first in class. We'll have to see.
Sorry to interrupt you. When I was driving the Lexus, I have to agree with you though. When I was driving the Lexus, I felt more confident at Spa than with the Audi. But I think the Audi on overall might be better. I'm not really sure about that one. I don't have enough experience for that.
I think overall the Audi's a good base. I think it's one of those cars that you can lap consistently in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like me and Josh say, it's one of those cars that is not quick at the start, and
Mhm.
you can't push it at the start,
True.
but slower throughout the race, you just keep getting quicker and quicker and quicker. And I was beating personal bests at the end of that race on low fuel with basically dead tires, and you just kept going. Uh, the track was rubbering in, and the car just started feeling great. At the start, the car felt awful, and it just
Yeah.
gets better and better. It's such a strange car, but that's why we love it.
Thanks, man. Any last words before we part our ways in this sad
Um,
banner?
Donuts every race, PogChamp, and hopefully next week Josh doesn't get as unfortunate as he did this week, and bless him, he's not has exactly had the best of luck during the races, so
All
hopefully
right, man.
next week is his week.
All right. All right. Thanks. Thank you for this interview, and it's really
Cheers.
nice to talk to you, man. You have a really nice and calm voice. I don't know.
Pog, thank you.
All right. Let's go over to Chris Crossman, and after that, we might actually end the stream with Jin Pusilauskas. I'm gonna ask his name in a bit. Anyways, right now, Chris Crossman is here. How you doing, Chris?
Hey man, not bad.
How did the race go for you? Can you do a quick, small recap?
Well, yeah, I think I must have put a bit more fuel in than everyone else. I stupidly put enough in for more than half, so I was a little bit slower than people and just thought, probably go in with a safety car. But yeah, second stint basically came out. I thought I was miles back, and then started slowly catching up with people. And then at the very end, man, second last lap, I was battling with Axel, and I just went off. Like my back end started to go around. I didn't want to hit them, so I pulled it and hit the side and got damaged, and noticed the guy behind me had a 5-second penalty, so just tried to keep it in the 5 seconds for the last lap.
Yeah. True. I asked I forgot his name, the guy who won the race. Oh my god, I'm bad. Anyways, yeah. I asked him if he would be able to defend that if you did not lose the end there, and he actually said, I think Crossman would have overtaken me actually.
Yeah, I mean, he was putting up some great pace, and I mean, he told me afterwards, just before, he was actually racing with 1 foot, so credit to him, man, he did a great job with 1 foot.
That's crazy.
It's hard to overtake, because the Porsche, it's nimble, but on the streets, it's not very good, so that's the best chance, but he was doing a great job defending, man, so all credit to him. I might not have got past him, it's 1 lap, and I was trying my best.
It was a great race to watch, to be honest. How did it feel for you, though? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, mate, I loved it, really did. First race with Ground Zero. Was a bit scared of the weather, the safety cars, never done them before, so yeah, just see what happened, and yeah, mate, I loved it.
So would you recommend this to your friends or people that are around you?
Yeah, some of my friends actually told me about it, and yeah, I've been watching a few of your streams and thought it was pretty good. Had to get involved, man.
Oh, really? Oh, now you're just making me happy. Like we should interview you more often, man. Oh man, it's so bad. Okay. Let's continue with the interview, man. So why I'm doing these interviews? It's because it's really nice to talk with the drivers and get to know them. So yeah, it's really nice having you guys in here. Just adds up for me, and I just get to know who I'm watching.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's obviously what racing communities are all about. Like, it's my first race with these guys. I know a couple from other racing leagues that I'm involved with. I've never seen them before, so yeah, there's quite a few new names. So it was all about, at the beginning, I did not want to hit anyone or touch anyone. I try to be very safe, because
yeah.
to be known as that guy, and at the end of the day, everyone's there for fun and to last, so you don't want to do a stupid move that might make up half a second, but potentially lose you like 20 odd seconds.
True, but overall, I think you did a great job, man. And for me, and I think for the rest of the people, just we welcome you, man. Thanks for joining in.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me, man.
Oh, and anyways, all the time. All right, we're gonna go over to the last interviewer.
Yeah, we got Jen and Tristan, by the way. So they are teammates. So
yeah,
maybe
we can
together.
Yeah. Let's do them both.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris. We'll
thanks a lot, boys.
Catch you on later, man. Thank you. I'm hearing myself. I'm not sure if everybody is hearing myself as
Yeah,
well.
that was Chris.
Hello.
All right. Anyways, guys, VRE. Welcome, team members. We're gonna
Yes.
do the last interview just with the two of you. I hope that's okay.
I'm fine. I don't know if Tristan is actually here. He joined the voice chat, but he's not responding.
Oh, that's totally fine. It's totally not awkward. Let's see. So how do I pronounce your last name, by the way?
Putzlauskas.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
sure.
Oh my.
Just call me Jim. Just call me
Oh my.
Jim.
Oh
Just call
my
me Jim.
god! I ruined your name.
Now I
Yeah,
wanna,
I-
now
Yeah,
I wanna
yeah.
know it. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
That's why I wasn't saying it.
Yeah, just call Jim.
Oh
It's
my.
fine.
I'm sorry for oh my, and I hate myself. I won't be able to sleep, by the way.
Oof.
Jin and Tristan. All right. Can you take us? Well, the same question for you as well. Can you take us through the race, step by step? How was your experience with the race? What did you feel? What did you think? And what were your experiences in overall?
Well, so first things first, I started mid-pack, like qualified I think 23rd or something, just like really mid-pack. However, the race itself was really nice. I felt the car really well. Was just driving perfectly, no real mistakes. Safety car kind of helped me. Did one of the required pit stops really early on without losing a bunch of time.
I see.
So yeah, just drove without mistakes. Drove a really nice race with my teammate, actually racing him side by side most of the time.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Oh yeah, and after that, just like trying to minimize all those mistakes, trying to minimize any battles with other drivers. So and everything just worked out perfectly. No mistakes, no penalties, and just finished P2 in silver class.
That's
However,
crazy,
yeah,
man.
However, I don't know. Field looks really strong, so he might be moved to pro. So yeah.
I'm not really sure about that one. I think pro is gonna be too full. He might stay there, or there
Well,
might be some swapping.
yeah.
I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
the guy is quick, and he is definitely there, competing with the pro classes.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy what this guy is doing.
And for Tristan race, actually, he drove pretty well. And from all what I know, he finished first on track, but he got a penalty that he thinks he didn't deserve. From what I heard from him in the voice chat, he said that basically he had a collision with other driver. That other driver basically didn't leave him space or something. And that driver said just like that it's Tristan's fault, and he got a penalty, even though he doesn't think it was deserved. So maybe he will appeal to that.
Yeah, I'm quite sure that race control will be open for discussion or whatever, or he can just go ask for a chat or whatever. I think 9 is open for that. Other than that, yeah, thanks for the awesome race, man. I really enjoyed watching you guys.
I've enjoyed racing here, so yeah, real nice.
The
really
only
enjoying the races.
I'm getting a lot of positive feedback, a lot of happy people. I'm talking with a lot of people about the community. There's going so much work into this that it's starting to feel like a home for so many people, but also a place where people can just relax and meet new people. But also a place where people can just really push themselves and see how well they can do in the sim racing world.
Yeah, I agree to that. But of course, there are some people that may need to work on the driving standards. However, I think that could be worked out, and then it's going to be absolutely brilliant to race.
I have to agree. But hey, everybody needs to learn, and mistakes are gonna be made, man. So yeah. Other than that, thanks for this interview. Nice talking to you. Nice to know you now, and
Nice to know
hope
you
to
too.
talk to you next week.
Hopefully, if I get a good result in Spa.
It's okay, man. Even if it's a bad result, just come talk with me about it. I want to know.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome, man. So I'm seeing Anti-Turi now, also willing to interview. We can talk with him as well. We're not gonna say no to no one. So let's drag him in, actually, if you want. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Boom. Amazing. Thank you. The guy is doing 20,000 things at the same time. Shout out to Boom. He's still here. Still working hard. Tori, welcome, my man.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
Great. Okay. Good race.
Good race. So I want to talk about last season with you, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So last season you were having a higher pace, correct?
Yep.
So how does this feel though? Because it makes me feel sad seeing you struggle, but I think you're happy with this decision because I think it's a decision you made with full conscious, and I don't think you did something that you didn't want to do, right?
Yeah. I mean, I just enjoy kind of being or driving with an underdog car.
Uh-huh.
I'm just happy now if I'm the first Nissan. So I have now new goals, and I know it will be really difficult to get a podium with Nissan, but yeah, top 10 is a win for me. Unfortunately, now it was really close.
It's good to hear that you're having your own goals, even knowing that you have maybe made a step back. But I'm looking at this as improving your driving skills. Maybe the car that you're driving right now is different than the car you were used to drive, and this makes you sharpen up your pencil, right? This makes you get focused again on the foundations, on learning the car, learning tracks, new lines. I think what you're doing is really good, man. I really like what you're doing.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it is really different compared because yeah, before the 2019 cars, I drove the 2018 Porsche
Mm-hmm.
almost only. Then
Yeah.
when the 2019 cars came, I drove Porsche only. So now I just wanted to try something different. And yeah, no experience with front-engine cars, so it's a learning experience.
Well, are you saying right now that we will see you improve and get faster and faster overall in this season?
Yeah, I mean, I just need to work on some consistency. I think I have good speed at times, but I need to work on consistency definitely. So
I
that
see.
will help.
All right, man. Any last words or something you want to say to friends, family?
Yeah, shout out to Seppa. He's my supporter in the chat.
I see, man. All right. I think he hears you. Thanks for talking with me. Thanks for being here. Dowling, any last words before we shut down this show?
Darling is timed out.
Oh.
He's not there.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's totally fine. Boom. You have any last words?
Yeah, see you next race.
See you next week. Next race. Oh my god, words. We're gonna be at Spa, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Chatterino, YouTube, Twitch, whatever you're watching me. Thanks for watching, guys. And I'm gonna end the stream here. Yeah. Peace.